welcome to this game called Life, where this season we're going to be diving into self-sabotage. This is where we will break the cycle, stop the self-sabotage, and step into the life God intended without the shadows calling the shots. And I'll explain shadows a little later. I am your host, Coach PBJ, and no, it's not peanut butter and jelly. It is Dr. Paula Burks Jackson. I am here to help you discover why, after you've prayed, you've planned, and you've pushed, you still end up back in the same place. Let's get into it. Have you ever asked yourself questions that end with the word again? Question like, why is this happening to me again? How did I end up here again? Why am I going through this again? Then I want you to pause and really examine every situation that brought you to this state of again. Because here is the hard truth. If you are honest with yourself, like I had to be honest with me, you'll see that you are the common denominator. And when you are the common denominator, you are creating and recreating for yourself the same unpleasant, negative experiences again and again. These again moments aren't random. They are patterns. And if you don't recognize the pattern, you will keep walking right into them. Think about it. Relationship that always end the same way. The same Joe Blow, the same whatever you want to call her. Jobs that start out exciting, but then they turn toxic in familiar ways. The same thing happened on job after job after job. You the common denominator. How about your finances? The financial plans that keep falling apart no matter how determined you are to get out of debt. You see, I've been there. I've had my own, again, moments where I thought I was moving forward, only to realize I was right back where I started. And here's what I've learned. You can change your job. You can change your relationship. You can even change your address. But if you don't change you, the story will follow you. We are attracted to what feels familiar, even if it's not healthy. Sometimes pain feels more normal than peace, so we unconsciously recreate it. Why? Because we've gotten comfortable being uncomfortable. Let me tell you how I discovered shadow work. My turning point came when I stumbled across a concept of shadows. At first, it was just a psychological idea. Carl Jung's work about the hidden parts of ourselves. But it didn't really click until I saw it through the lens of my own life. I remember watching a short video clip of a little girl playing outside. She suddenly noticed her shadow. And instead of laughing, she started running from it. The faster she ran, the faster the shadow followed her. She screamed, she cried. She was terrified of something that was only a part of her. Oh my God, in that moment, I thought, oh my God, that's it. That's me. That's us. That's how so many of us live, running from the parts of ourselves we don't want to face, our shame, our fears, our insecurity, our trauma. And the more we run, the more those shadows chase us. That image literally changed everything for me. It gave a language to what I'd been living but couldn't explain. My shadows were controlling my life, even when I thought I was in control. So in my book, The Valley Between Me, Myself, and I share how my shadows began to form in childhood. For example, as a child, I was told things like, you don't have a reason to be angry. So I learned at a very early age to suppress my anger. I was told children are to be seen and not heard. That one statement alone created four shadows. It created a shadow of insecurity, because it made me think that my voice didn't matter. And it caused me to believe that what I had to say, nobody wanted to hear. It wasn't valuable. Insecurity began to show up later as second-guessing myself, shrinking back in meetings or relationships, and needing validations from others before speaking up, even though I kept telling myself I don't need no validation. Yeah, I did. That one statement, children are to be seen and not heard, it caused shadows of shame. You see, shame takes root when you start to believe not just I shouldn't speak, but something is wrong with me for even wanting to speak. It creates an inner critic that silences your true feelings and makes you hide parts of yourself. That one statement, children will be seen and not heard, it created shadows of fear. You see, those phrases makes you feel afraid of expressing yourself, fear of rejection, fear of punishment, fear of being judged. And as adults, this may look like avoiding conflicts, holding back opinions, or staying quiet even when you know you're right. Shadows of isolation. When your voice is silenced, you learn to withdraw inward. That can create a lifelong. For examples, Shadows birthed out of shame include self-sabotage, isolation, and perfectionism. Self-sabotage, you're believing you're unworthy of success. You're unconsciously destroying opportunity. Isolation, you're hiding from others to avoid being found or judged. Perfectionism, you're overcompensating for shame by trying to appear flawless. Shadows birthed out of hurt, bitterness, distrust, passive aggression. Bitterness, you're holding on to pain until it hardens into resentment. Distrust, you're struggling to let people in because past hurt created walls. Passive aggression, expressing pain indirectly instead of addressing it openly. Then there are shadows that are birthed out of insecurity, jealousy, people-pleasing, control. Jealousy, you're comparing yourself to others and resenting their progress. People-pleasing, you're seeking approval to feel valid, validated, or worthy. Control, you're trying to maintain everything around you to hide your internal struggles. And then there's the shadows birthed out of fear, procrastination, avoidance, overthinking. Procrastination, you're delaying action because of fear of failure. You don't want to be judged. Avoidance, you're refusing to face challenges or conversation that feel a little risque. Overthinking, you're being paralyzed by the what ifs. What if this? What if that? So you're unable to move forward. Last but definitely not least is the shadows birthed out of trauma. Hypervigilance, that's constantly being on guard because you're expecting danger. Disassociation, numbing out of disconnecting from reality to escape pain. And last but definitely not least, anger outbursts. You're reacting explosively because of unresolved trauma, which fuels emotional triggers. Here's something practical that you can do today. Write down the top 3 again moments. Those situations or emotions that keep repeating. Then, next to each one of them, jot down how it makes you feel. That little exercise will start showing you the patterns. And behind every pattern, there is usually a shadow. See if you can identify your shadows. The next time you find yourself in an again moment, stop and ask, what is this situation trying to show me about me? Not about the other person, not about your husband, not about your mama, your daddy, your sisters, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, them. Not about the circumstances. I did this because that happened. No. What is this circumstance? What is this situation trying to show me about me? Your again moments aren't punishment. They are invitations. Invitations to break the pattern in the self-sabotage so that you can live the life you were born to live. The next time you find yourself in an again moment, stop and ask, what is this situation trying to show me about me? Not about the other person, not about your husband, your mama, your sister, your brothers, your cousin, them. Not about your circumstances, about me. What is this situation trying to show me about me? Your again moments aren't punishment. They are invitations. Invitations to break the pattern in the self-sabotage and begin to live the life you were born to live. If today's episode spoke to you, DM me the word again on all social media platforms at Coach PBJ, and I'll send you my free pattern breaker checklist so that you can spot and stop your top 3 repeating cycles. Because once you see it, you can shift it. And that's what this game of life is all about. I look forward to the next episode. We're going to have some guests on here. They're going to be sharing their experiences, sharing their stories, sharing how they move through the valleys of the shadows and to live the life that they desire to live. I am your host, Coach PBJ. You guys, make it an amazing day. See you on the next episode.